right there, how you doing? I'm Mike Russell from musicradiocreative.com. We're live, middle of the week. It's Wednesday, and it's time to learn more about audio. Hooray! Fantastic stuff. So you can submit a question to this show if you're an audio enthusiast and you want to up your game in any audio editor, really, not just Adobe Audition. Obviously, I work 99% of my time in Audition, but I can always answer something broader or more general related to audio. Happy to do that. Community.musicradiocreative.com is the place you need to go, or call it in, leave a voicemail at +1 415 800 1055. That's the place to go. But right now, let's get into today's question. Just before I do, my Adobe Audition presets are available to download if you want to make great sounding audio. All the presets I use to produce audio on a daily basis. You'll get the Adobe Audition cc.sesx file with 12 video tutorials and access to our secret Adobe Audition preset users community. Just go to mrc.fm/presets. That's mrc.fm/presets. Ed Canoy has been in touch via the community. Help! I was editing in the multi-track screen when my cursor somehow switched to editing mode and wouldn't let me affect the volume envelopes on my WAV files. Anyone know how to switch it back? Well, yes, absolutely. It's a case really of learning hotkeys when you're in the multi-track, because there are many different ways you can edit. So the main one we use, as you can see, is this word processor I kind of icon, and it corresponds to this one up here, which is on hotkey T, and it's called the time selection tool. Very handy for many things, like selecting in time, as you can see, like that, and like that, and like that. So select any part of your audio, play it back. That's lovely, isn't it? Lovely music. Oh, very chilled out. So time selecting, you can do all of that by hitting the T key, select different tracks. You've got various different hacks. If you select the top of a track, you can move that audio around in time. What else can you do? You can paint on these lovely fade automations with this time selection tool. So much you can really do. Most of the time, you'll want to be in the time selection tool. And just as Ed mentioned, he got into some other mode where he couldn't affect the automations and, you know, change volume keyframes and stuff like that, like I'm doing here. That is done with time selection tool. But there are various other tools that you can use here to move around in the multi-track. I must say I probably spend about 85% of my time with the time selection tool, but it's worth learning the hotkeys for this. First of all, the move tool is V. So if I now hit the V key, watch how my cursor changes from this lovely I to a crosshair. And now, whenever I select any piece of audio, it's just going to move around. It does not matter what I'm doing. I just move things around, and they will move just magically, as if by magic, which is really, really nice. But that's all it does. It just moves things around. Nothing else. So I can't make any cuts or any changes. Oh, I can move the volume up and down, but I don't think... Oh, no, I can put keyframes on as well using this tool, which is interesting. But anyway, if I wanted to go back, just hit the T key, boom, and you're back. But you've also got these other couple of tools. This one is Razor Selected Clips tool. And when you hit the R key, as is indicated up there, you get a little razor blade. And you can just go through and you can place cuts maybe on each beat here in the track. Cut, 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 but obviously that's well, that will allow me. Oh no, if I try to change the volume automation on this track, it just places a cut. So that might be quite confusing for you, Ed. That might have been the mode you were in, and obviously it gets across through it where there's no audio to cut. But when there is audio to cut, cut. I can place cuts, and then I can go back to, say, V, the move tool, and I can just move these pieces of audio to different tracks or different places in time. So all very handy, but that's all the razor tool is good for. So remember, T for time selection, V for move, and R for razor, okay? And then we've got this one that I hardly ever use at all. In fact, pretty much never use it. It's called the slip tool, and it's available if you hit Y. You get this kind of double-edged arrow, obviously with a cross through it. Now, if I was to use it on a piece of audio like this, it will actually slip the audio in time, see, inside the confines of your current piece of audio inside the multitrack. This could be good. I could see how this could be good, for instance, if you're working with a voiceover artist and they've done more than one take, and instead of using this take, you just slip it along and find the next take. Ha-ha! Very cool. So I can see how that could be handy, but I hardly ever use that tool. And again, you can change your automations around using the slip tool as well. But slip tool is not something I'd really stay in for a great amount of time. You can also move things around when you're in slip tool mode. But like I say T is going to be the most popular working mode for you to learn. So there's 4 different ways in the multi-track, and seeing as we're here, we may as well go into the waveform view and look at this lovely voiceover here, because you have got different selections here. For your waveform view. Time selection, obviously, yeah, it gives you the same opportunity as in the multi-track to just select various different parts of the waveform, play them back.
Care today.
Care today, lovely. But you've also got marquee selection tool, E, and all of these pretty much now apply to spectral frequency display down here. If you haven't got that enabled, switch it on with this icon or hitting Shift D. Does the same thing. So marquee selection, if I click E, I suddenly get a crosshair and I can select, say, the mid and bass range of a voice.
Care today for a better tomorrow.
Again, I can select these frequencies. You can hardly hear them. Let's just drag that down a bit. I can delete those frequencies like so.
Care today.
Get all kinds of weird sounding audio. You got the lasso tool, which is D to get that. So you can lasso a part of your audio and get some interesting sounds on there. Or we can kind of go wee like that, something like that. So you're kind of lassoing the different frequencies and spectral. We've got paintbrush tool, P. That's used to paint out certain frequencies. So again, hit the P button and we should make, oh, I'm hitting O, that's P. So you can select different frequencies like this. And you can do kind of crazy stuff with this. If you wanted, you could just kind of do all kinds of crazy stuff. And obviously delete those frequencies if you wish. And finally, we've got the spot healing tool, kind of like the same as it is in Photoshop. If you want to get rid of certain frequencies, like these high frequencies here, just paint them out like that and they disappear. And that's available via the B button. So lots to take in there. I know it might be one of those live streams you want to rewind on the replay and watch back and get more. But Ed Kanoy, hope that helped you. And feel free to get your questions in via the community, or you could call in 415-800-1055. Email me via the website as well at musicradiocreative.com. And remember, this show is brought to you by my Adobe Audition presets. Grab them for yourself and whiz through the multi-track. Start creating great sounding audio using the exact presets that I use to produce on a daily basis. You can get them at mrc.fm/presets. Definitely going to put a new tongue in and come back with better speech tomorrow. But thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you on the live stream, 6 p.m. UK time on Thursday.